What's up, party people? AndroidStud here, and I have the Huawei P20 Pro, and I wanted to do a video on 1 week later with the Huawei P20 Pro. I've had it for, like I said, just over a week, about 10 days, and I kind of just wanted to run through some things that I like, what I've been enjoying about the device. The first thing I will say, one word about this device: impressive. I mean, let's go through it. First of all, it is a beautiful device when it comes to design. It's got that glass back, metal frame. I mean, it is just a beautiful, spectacular looking device by Huawei. It has that triple camera setup. This phone has 4 cameras, 3 on the back, 1 on the front. Swallow that for a little bit. If you need to swallow a pill, I'll give you some Kool-Aid, because that is impressive. Now, as far as the screen is concerned, yep, it's got that baby boy Nacho Libre at the top. I know, we'll get into that later. And it's got that 6.1 inch display. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. AMOLED technology at its finest right there. It's 1080p by 2240. So it's a nice screen. It's got some nice colors, really enjoyable, as you can see. Also, this is running the Huawei in-house processor, the Kirin 970. Also has 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of onboard storage, so you get plenty of storage and you get plenty of RAM so that you could do what you need to do. It doesn't have an SD card slot, so you're gonna have to ride out with the 128. That should be plenty for anybody on a normal day use. Also, this is running Android 8.1 right now. It also has EMUI 8.1, which is the UI that's on the Huawei devices. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's been enjoyable on this device for whatever reason, more enjoyable than the Mate 10 or the Mate 10 Pro. Now, there's a lot of cool features on EMUI that I really enjoyed. It has a theme manager on here that you could change different themes. As you could see, I'm running the Pixel theme on this. I'm gonna pull up the themes here for a second, and I've really enjoyed it. Like you see, I have all kinds of themes that I've loaded on here. I have the Porsche, I have the Razer phone, OnePlus 6. I could do all kinds of themes on here, and you can go to the Play Store and get all these themes. For instance, let's do a little OnePlus 6, because that's the hot talk right now. And you can see, you could download it. You have all these different icons and menu items. So I like that about the about the Huawei P20 is the theme manager. It's really excellent feature on this phone. Now, one of the things I don't like about the settings on this, some of these things are buried, like active display. You have to really go dig into this to really find it. If you go on here, you have to really dig in here. I think it's always on. It's not active display. It's always display information. And you got to go to settings, screen lock and password, and then go to your always on display information. And there you could select it. That way, when your phone is off, you get that active display on there, as you see there. So that's one of the things. Some of the things on here are a little buried, but other than that, it's really good. I love the home button. First of all, the fingerprint scanner is super fast. Also has face unlock, so you can unlock it with your face. It's super fast. I don't know how secure it is, but I love having the home button. And one of the things, the home button, as you can see, you don't have the back and the recents. I do everything from the home button. So if I want to go back, I just tap it. If I want to go to recents, I just slide to the right, pull up my recents here, and then I'm good to go. I have no issues. And that's pretty cool how you could set it up so you have the on-screen navigation. And one of the ways you do that is you simply just go into settings. I'll show you real quick. You go into settings, and then you go into system navigation right there. And then I have the first one, off-screen navigation button. You could do on-screen navigation button, kind of like Android P, but it takes up some screen real estate, which everybody's really paranoid about right now. And then you have the regular navigation where you have the recents, home, and back button. But this is pretty hot, man. I like just using the button to do my navigation. Now the notch. Everybody talks about the Nacho Libre. I have not gotten rid of the notch. I like the notch is fine. It's not like I love it, but it doesn't bother me. But you can get rid of the notch. If you go into settings, I search notch because I really haven't done it much. Go into notch right here under display, and then you could hide the notch. As you watch right here, boom, it's gone. But I put it back on default because that's the one I like to do. So for me, to me it's okay. I'm not bothered by the notch. Now on the side, you got your SIM card slot here on the side. You got your volume up and down on the other side, and your on and off button. You got your microphones on the top here. Now the notch, just so you know, it has the camera and then a speaker. So did they need to do that with the notch? I'm not sure. Now, the Playboy heavy hitter of this phone right now is the triple cameras. On the back, you got a 40 megapixel 1.8 aperture. You got a 20 megapixel black and white 1.6 aperture, and you got an 8 megapixel 2.4 aperture that has 3 times zoom. Okay, now on the video cameras that you can run some video on this at 4K 30 frames per second. You could do 1080p 30 frames and 60 frames per second, and then you could also do slow-mo on this, which has a setup that you could do 960 frames per second, and also 120 frames per second, also 200 frames per second. So it has a super slow-mo that if you're looking for it, you can get it. Now as far as the camera is concerned, it is excellent. I mean, out the box, it is probably one of the best cameras in the game right now. It could go toe to toe with a Pixel. I'm gonna go out on the record and say that this camera can go toe to toe with a Pixel. It has no issues battling as far as still photography. It is phenomenal. There's some shots of the backyard there. Now this camera comes with the AI feature. So if you're gonna do food or blue sky or some greenery or beauty mode, all kinds of features on this camera that are just outstanding and banging. It's a really excellent camera. Now you could turn off the AI, which I would recommend if you don't like it to kind of, you know, hit up your you know, to give it too much of a saturated look on the camera. Then you could do that. But also the front facing cameras are 24 megapixel camera. You can only do 720p on the front facing camera when it comes to video. Now the front facing camera, when you're doing your shots, remember that it has a beauty mode. So you do that front facing camera, you might want to turn the beauty mode off. Check it out, man. I keep it on. I need all the beauty I can get. You know what I mean? Now as far as the battery's concerned, this got a big boy battery, 4,000 milliamps. I'm telling you, it don't play. It lasts all day. Sometimes I forget to charge this phone. I can go a day and a half, no problem with this phone, which is an absolute luxury if you ask me, man. That's an absolute luxury. Fast charging, doesn't mess around. Probably one of the fastest, probably almost as fast as the OnePlus 6 dash charger. So if you think about that, you get big battery and fast charging. It doesn't have wireless charging, so you're gonna have to go without that. Now it's got stereo speakers. The speakers sound pretty good, not the best, but they're loud. So if you're listening to music, you're listening to a podcast, you do your thing, you're good to go. Also, it has an IR blaster. If you want to hit the IR blaster on this phone so you can control the TVs at the sports bar, you can do that if you want. Also, this is IP67 waterproof and dust resistant, so you can get it wet. I wouldn't recommend going swimming with it, but you could do your thing and it's not a big deal. It's gonna handle the water. So look, man, this is a really good device. I really enjoy it. It's my daily. It's been my daily for 10 days. I have not been able to put it down. It's an excellent phone. The only drawback that I would see is on video 4K, the stabilization is not very good, as you can see here, but it's a lot smoother on the 1080p 60 frames per second. So with that, you're gonna get good video. Hopefully it's in an update to help the video on the 4K. Also on the front facing, you only get that 720p, so that's kind of disappointing. So hopefully they send an update for that. But as far as stills, Man, it's right there with the Pixel. I'm sorry, man. It destroys the Samsung, the Apples, all those. It's eating them for lunch. This camera is probably the best in the game. It's probably the most versatile camera out there. Oh, and the camera on night shots, look at this shot. This is my park outside my house. It looks amazing. Look at this. This is me just regular mode. Check this out on the night mode. Bam. I mean, that's like turning on the wide angle on the LG V30. I mean, it's just impressive. The shots on this, the portrait shots are good. Like I said, the beauty mode is not the best, so you're gonna have to stay away from that. But I keep it on, not a big deal for me. And the phone flies super fast. I have it on T-Mobile LTE. I have no issues when using it on T-Mobile. It's super good, super outstanding. What else? I mean, it's just fabulous when it comes to a device. Now, you might want to put this in a case because you got the glass back. Also, a screen protector. I have the tempered glass on there. You could check it out. I did a review on the one I'm using. It's pretty good. But that's it, man. That's a Huawei P20 Pro 1 week later. I'll be having some more videos. I'm going to do some more stuff on the video cameras, also on the pictures. Phone's excellent. Check this out, man. You can catch me on AndroidStud on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Google+. Right here on YouTube, man. If you're not subscribed to the channel, jump on the subscription, hit that notification bell, like this video, leave a comment below if you have any question about this device. But it's excellent, man. I'm really loving it. Thanks for watching.